Coming up in the morning edition, residents in Exuma now under strict COVID-19 measures. The data from Exuma has demonstrated the need for urgent action on that island. Members of Samaritan's Purse bid farewell after making a positive impact on the healthcare system.
On behalf of the PMH family, we could be not more appreciative of the efforts made by Samaritan's Purse Rapid Response Team.
And the We Are One community campaign to be launched across the country. We'll have live details when the morning edition returns after the break.
First, it's more than just our name, more than just our achievements. It's our nature, and it's where we put our customers. At Bahamas First, we've refreshed our look, but our nature remains the same. We design insurance solutions that protect our customers from life's uncertainties, whatever they may be. We equip you for the future so that you can recover stronger. Bahamas First, what's first for you comes first for us.
We're here to help you. We're here to hold your hand. We're here to support you.
I think it's everyone who sacrifices their life to serve the needs of others are all heroes.
So we all just kind of get together and do what's right for our patients.
The human connection is what bonds all of us. I'm truly proud to be part of the Pineapple family.
What matters most is your health. Be proactive about it.
Morning, I'm Desmond Saunders. You're waking up this Thursday to chances of rain in the forecast with brisk winds across the entire chain of islands. Also, a weak tropical wave expected to enter the southeastern islands later today. Weather mostly cloudy, warm, and windy. Your current conditions in Nassau, 79 degrees under cloudy skies. Wind south, 10 miles per hour. The humidity level, 83%. Here now is your general outlook for the hours. Traffic in some areas should be building at this hour. Lloyd Allen and team on the streets this morning.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Yes, good morning, Desmond, and good morning, Bahamas. A great start to your Thursday morning. This morning, the traffic team is in the area of Blue Hill Road. This is near the Edmund Moxie Park, and just painting a picture for you, traffic is northerly bound in this area, and so traffic continues to flow smoothly without any hiccups. We also want to advise drivers approaching those areas of Foxhill Road South as well as Faith Avenue South that roadworks continue, and so of course if you do happen to traverse those areas, we advise that you travel with caution and with care. This morning we're also joined by Sergeant Kirstenia Johnson from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, who's giving us an initial look at overnight traffic.
Well, a pleasant good morning to you and a pleasant good morning, Bahamas. Over the 24-hour period, we've had 8 traffic accidents involving damage, 2 traffic accidents involving injury, and 5 hit-and-run accidents. At this time, we have 10 persons who remain hospitalized as a result of being involved in a traffic accident.
Officer Johnson, one of those things that we've been talking about for a while are vehicles that have issues, broken headlights, tail lights, windshields, and other important aspects that really make your drive a lot smoother. Talk to us about the penalties and the advice that you offer to motorists.
Well, especially last week when we had a lot of rain in the area, we would have noticed that a lot of persons, again, this topic we always talk on, especially when it comes to your windshield wipers and your headlights. You know, we had to use your windshield wipers and headlights while on the streets, traversing the streets in the rain. And we found that a lot of persons' headlights, they have one headlamp burning or their windshield wiper is not in proper working order. Usually you would know what is wrong with your vehicle when you go into the road traffic department department and have your vehicle license. But other than that, you can do your own inspection. And in doing your own inspection before you go inside your vehicles, you should make sure that your headlights are in proper working order. You should check your tires and make sure that they have sufficient air and they are not bald. You should also check a number of different things on your vehicle. You would know what to check on your vehicle and what to have rectified. That is the driver's responsibility. Now, on the streets, if you were to find that your vehicle is in a defective manner, then you would have a number of different offenses. Because if your turning signal is out, then you're now impeding some other drivers from being able to tell which direction you want to head into. And if that is so, then you are in breach. You are committing an offense. So those fines range anywhere from $50 to $250. They are steeper fines because, like I said, they not only affect you as the owner of that vehicle, they affect other drivers. Your turning signal is a communication. So other drivers can be able to tell, okay, this vehicle is turning in this direction, or this vehicle wants to reverse. So these things you want to take into consideration when looking out for your vehicle.
And then finally this morning, we spoke about a major incident this morning that impaled 2 vehicles. Yeah. Talk to us about some of your concerns coming out of that incident.
Yeah, so 2 vehicles this morning by the intersection, that's traffic-controlled intersection of Marathon Road. At an intersection, 2 vehicles were left extensively damaged. They had to have wreckers take both of those vehicles away from that scene. Now, what is that it's telling us by that intersection? Those lights are fully functional and it's also operated by a camera. So what it's telling us is that somebody ran the red light. All right, so as much as possible, those major intersections, any intersection that's operated by a traffic control light or that has a sign on it, we're not paying attention to those signs or adhering to the traffic control light. As much as possible, that could have ended so much worse than it did. So we again advising the general public, when you're in your vehicles, please take driving seriously. It is not a game. When you're on the street, please adhere to the traffic control lights. They're designed and they're timed at that particular intersection for a particular purpose. So as long as you're traveling on the street, please do so again with added care and caution. What is also of note, we've seen there's a slight trend in our week's reports reference to motorcyclists, and motorcyclists are involved in accidents. One of those 2 accidents involving injury involves an individual that was on a motorcycle. So again, we're saying motorcycles for another week, they're now hitting top of our list as persons who are being injured after being involved in a traffic accident. So as much as possible, family and friends, advise your young ones, advise persons who use your motorcycles to do so with added care and caution, wearing their helmets and making sure that those motorcycles too are in a proper working condition to have on the street.
So a mouthful for you there this morning. Of course, we advise that you continue to drive with caution and care as you make your rounds around the island. Reporting here from Blue Road for the morning edition, Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Lloyd. Stricter COVID-19 measures will begin on the island of Exuma this week. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, made the announcement last night during a national statement. He attributed the latest health data on Exuma. Over the past week, 30 new confirmed COVID-19 cases were recorded there, 28 active, 2 hospitalized, and 1 COVID-19 death. That brings a total count of confirmed COVID-19 cases on Exuma to 79 as of November 10th. As a result, starting today on mainland Exuma and not the Keys, there will be a 24-hour weekend curfew starting Friday at 6 p.m. and ending 5 a.m. on Monday. Business operations will not be allowed during the weekend curfew. Additionally, Exuma residents will also have a mandatory 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. weekday curfew.
Commercial activity may continue as normal during the week, except as follows: fish fries, bars, and restaurants connected to bars will be closed. Private and public social gatherings are not allowed. Funeral services may take place at the graveside only and will be limited to 10 people, not including the officiant and caretakers. Weddings will be limited to 10 people, not including the officiant. Repasts and receptions are prohibited for weddings and funerals. Church services may take place only by virtual means.
The Prime Minister then listed travel restrictions to Exuma starting November 12th.
Domestic travel by air or sea vessels is prohibited in and out of Exuma, except in emergency and where approved by the Director of Civil Aviation Authority or the Chairman of the Bahamas Maritime Authority. Anyone traveling from Exuma to any other island in the Bahamas will be required to have a negative COVID PCR testing. This will be required in order to leave the island of Exuma, except where exemptions are provided for in the Emergency Powers Order. I would like to point out that under the Emergency Powers Order, travel is restricted from an island where notice of a 24-hour curfew will be implemented. Anyone in breach of this will be subject to a fine under the order. I am pleading with residents of Exuma to abide by the Emergency Powers Order and to not flee Exuma to avoid such an order.
The Prime Minister also revealed that a contingent of Ministry of Health contact tracers and surveillance unit members will be deployed to Exuma this Friday for further assessment. He confirmed that the Minister of Health will provide more details on the COVID-19 pandemic in Exuma during a national press conference on Friday. This now means that Exuma and Eleuthera residents will adhere to the mandatory weekend curfews and lockdowns at the same time.
I am pleased to inform you that the Ministry of Health Surveillance Unit has reported that currently all positive cases on Eleuthera are in isolation. Further, all of their contacts are in quarantine and are being closely monitored. I wish also to report that over the past 2 weeks, health officials have observed an exponential increase in cases in Exuma following the October holiday weekend and 2 major social events.
Also today, the Minister of State for Grand Bahamas, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, will provide an update on operations in his ministry during the COVID-19 pandemic. That live news press conference is set for 3 o'clock. You can stay tuned to the ZNS television and radio network for that live update. Well, over in the United States, Pfizer's vaccine trial is said to be more than 90% effective. The drug is showing promising development in preventing the COVID-19 virus among trial volunteers who had no evidence of prior COVID-19 infection. Now, studies also suggest that the drug could be on par with childhood vaccines for diseases. Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. Delon Brennan says this means that hope is on the horizon, but the question is, when could the Bahamas benefit from the drug?
Because the Bahamas is part of this conglomerate of countries that have kind of put together in a solidarity measure to say that we're looking to purchase vaccines, means that when one does become available through that facility, that we too will be able to access a number of vaccines as well, because we promised and put, a financial commitment toward purchasing those vaccines. But even when you look through the Pfizer release and the data behind it, they tell you, while it is a positive sign, it's unlikely that the vaccine is going to be available for, maybe in the next 6 months or so. So while we await that vaccine to be available, we know that it's not, fail-safe for what we need to do now. So we need to continue to be vigilant. We need to be smart about, what we are doing.
Well, we want to tell you this morning that Bahamas are advising the traveling public that the requirements for traveling to the United States from the Lynden Pendling International Airport have not changed, as pre-clearance requirements remain the same. Bahamas Air officials remind passengers that U.S. Customs and Border Protection and LPIA operate between 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Passengers boarding a Bahamas Air flight leaving within this time frame will be able to travel using a United States visa overall Bahamas Police Force record once U.S. travel conditions are met. Bahamas Air's 6:45 a.m. flight to Miami 4 times a week is presently outside the normal U.S. pre-clearance operational hours at LPIA. Passengers on this flight are reminded that they will be required to post-clear U.S. Customs and Border Protection facilities in Miami and will need a United States visa to do so. Well, coming up, still to come, Samaritan's purse departing our shores and what's being left behind for healthcare in the Bahamas. We'll tell you after the break.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pinder. During this global pandemic, we ask for you to be responsible. As we fight the COVID-19 virus together, we would like to encourage you to do the following. Wash your hands. Cover your mouth and nose with a flex elbow or tissue when coughing and sneezing. Practice social distancing by staying 6 feet apart. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth, and if you must go out, wear a mask. We stay here for you. Please stay home for us. To those of you on the front line, we salute you as we continue this fight together.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with GD Media Solutions and this television station.
During this pandemic, it is our duty to ensure that all citizens, residents, and visitors are adhering to the COVID-19 safety protocols. Not wearing a face mask is an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of $200 or a term of 1 month imprisonment or both fine and imprisonment. I am Ambassador Jasmine Scott of the COVID-19 Enforcement Unit. Save a life that may be your own.
This message brought to you by the Ministry of National Security in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
You are a healthcare worker. Thank you for fighting on the front lines against COVID-19. It is normal to feel stressed when taking care of others who don't feel well. But remember to take care of yourself. Don't forget to rest between shifts, eat healthy meals, engage in physical activity, and stay connected to family and friends. Avoid harmful coping strategies like drinking alcohol. For managers of healthcare workers, the same tips apply to you. Here's how you can help. Consistently give updates. Rotate staff between high and low stress level functions, encourage work breaks, and ensure that they know where they can find help. We are here for you.
Back. Well, the critical aid provided by Samaritan's Purse during the second wave of the pandemic alleviated a huge strain on the country's healthcare system after 6 weeks of assisting healthcare professionals in isolating and managing COVID-19 patients on the grounds of the Princess Margaret Hospital. The Samaritan's Purse team bid farewell to their colleagues on Wednesday. PMH Administrator Mary Lightbourne Walker thanked the team for their support and outstanding work. And now she says a country can accommodate patients if a third wave occurs.
We have a dedicated unit that can house the moderate to mild cases that can accommodate approximately 23 persons. We also have the legacy unit, which is just behind you, which can then take the more moderately ill persons, and that unit can handle 8 persons. The remainder of the persons in the accommodation for the critically ill is managed at Doctors Hospital West, and they have 22 beds at that facility.
Well, we have a progress report this morning on virtual learning at Kingsway Academy. Carla Palmer visited the school to learn more.
Today at Kingsway Academy, it's all systems go, as internet connectivity is at its optimum.
My name is Aaliyah Dillon, and virtual classes was great so far. We wouldn't have been dipping out a lot. I believe the internet is going good so far, but since there's a lot of people doing schoolwork over in Nassau, like when everyone's on the service, sometimes it can cause some people to lag or lag out. My name is Troy Pitter, and virtual classes are going smooth so far.
It was not always this way at the start of the new academic school year back in September. Breathing a sigh of relief is elementary school principal at Kingsway, Gina Ferguson. To be grateful of the problem now rectified, she says, is an understatement.
We did have some issues with our internet, not knowing if we'd be able to accommodate all the teachers on campus, but I'm so thankful today that we did it. And just as promised, we opened up on our set date, and we opened up with all of our classes active, all the students enrolled. The teachers have actually been on campus working. They've had the option whether they would like to work at home or come in. And the teachers have opted to come in because they know they can have connectivity, their Wi-Fi is working, and they have the system that they can operate very effectively on.
While grade 4 teacher Tanya McKinsey has opted to work from school, grade 5 teacher Donna Bethel is online at home.
Boys and girls, I want someone who is brave enough. Oh boy, I see Jeff. Jeff hand is high, way up to the sky.
My online experience here as a teacher, I would say, has grown a whole lot. It was intimidating at first because, as you know, as an educator, we wasn't taught this way to teach. So this was a new venture, and I am so happy and privileged that Kingsway Academy itself took the time to help guide us through this process by enrolling us in online seminar where we were able to learn more about how to use the platform we're on, the Google Classroom.
The parents are very pleased. You know, when you don't have parents emailing you with complaints, you know they're very happy. And the students are performing very well. They have adapted very well to the new learning platform.
Whenever the all-clear is given by the competent authority to return to school, Principal Ferguson says parents and the teachers will still be given the option, at least at the initial start, to choose between virtual learning or face-to-face instruction. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Well, the Ministry of National Security and the Neighborhood Watch Committee teaming up to impact the community in a quite significant way, actually. Lloyd Allen is live this morning with team members. Good morning, Lloyd.
Well, good morning again, Desmond, and good morning, Bahamas. We know, of course, over the last several months, many persons in the country have been severely impacted by this COVID-19 pandemic. But helping to ease that burden is the Ministry of National Security through one of its newest initiatives that's teamed up with the National Neighborhood Watch Council. Helping us to understand what that is Shelley Lewis, who's one of the coordinators. Good morning, Ms. Lewis. Welcome to the morning edition. And talk to us about the We Are One campaign.
Well, good morning, Lloyd, and good morning, Bahamas. Lloyd, the We Are One campaign, we've been working on it for quite some time. And, you know, like you mentioned, it came about as a result of so many persons in the country feeling the brunt of this COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of people are hurting, and and there's a lot of dissension and discord among our Bahamian people. So what we try to do is we have 139 neighborhood associations throughout the entire country. We're coming together under the NNWC, that's the National Neighborhood Watch Council. And on Monday, we'll launch a month-long initiative starting on Monday, November 16th. The opening is going to be right here at the Edmund Moxie Center. We're taking into consideration all safety protocols. There's going to be social distancing, and we're going to be streaming live on every social media. And what the We Are One campaign is about, we're going to, as of Monday, we're going into every neighborhood, and we're going to bring some programs starting from a national cleanup campaign right down to celebrating 12 days of Christmas in December. And we want to bring some light, some hope, and promise to the Bahamian people throughout our entire neighborhood. But many of these initiatives will be launched on Monday. Like I said, with the National Neighborhood Cleanup Campaign, we're going to feed more than 2,000 seniors throughout the country. And we're going to do some wonderful things just to bring about some healing and unity that is so much needed in this country today.
Shelley, you must know Christmas is one of my favorite holidays, and so I'm definitely looking forward to those 12 days of Christmas. But Superintendent Wilton Johnson, you're the national coordinator. This is a mammoth task. Talk to us about how you are teaming up to really bring this to life.
Well, good morning, Mr. Lloyd, and good morning, Bahamas. As you're aware, the police is partnering with the communities
because without the communities, the police will not be effective. The communities really is our eyes and ears. So what we're doing as the National Neighborhood Watch Council, we are teaming up with this initiative that We Are One. We are going in all the communities, like Shelley would have said, you know, the past couple of months, as a country, we went through a lot. The hurricane, of course, the pandemic. And now a lot of people feel like a little downward, so we want to try to lift their spirit, so to speak. And so that's why we're here, not only to do that, but we will be partnering, we'll be neck to neck with the community in this initiative. The Police Neighborhood Watch Unit is fully engaged, fully participating in this National Neighborhood Watch We Are One campaign. And not only like it's here in Nassau, it's in Grand Bahama, it's in Lutra, it's in Abaco, and it's also in Exuma. So we have all of these places that have National Neighborhood Watch. And like I said, Shelley said over 139 of them throughout the Bahamas. And so what they do, they really have a lot of initiative, and they're going to be doing everything simultaneously throughout the Bahamas at the same time, the same date, and everything. So that's why we're here to promote it, and we want everybody to get on board. We want everybody to be a part of this great initiative, because we will bring healing to our nation, which is desperately needed.
Now, both of you said some powerful words, but again, I want to ask you personally, for myself, you know, I've seen a lot of hurting people over the last several months. You have, as an officer, you as a community builder, what are you most hopeful for through this initiative?
Well, Lloyd, what we're hoping is that people would really deflect from the doom and gloom of this COVID-19 pandemic, because we've been locked down, we've been under curfew for many months from March. And, you know, we want to just shift the narrative, change the atmosphere in the country, let people realize that there is more to life, more to what's happening in this country than COVID-19, even though we're going to take into consideration it is here. And we must follow those safety protocols. But we want to show that within our neighborhoods, we can reach out to each other. We can just do something good for our neighbor, just anything. Somebody touch somebody, and we can get through this crisis together.
Yes, Mr. Lloyd, like Shelley would have said, our goal, especially from the police side of it, is to partner and to go neck to neck in these communities. My officer, Inspector Kendrick Brown, he has 30 neighborhood watch under his remit. And so, like the 11 of us, the 11 liaison officers in Nassau, we have 4 in Eleuthera, we have about 3 in Abaco, and we have 5 in Grand Bahama. So what their job is to go in the community and to help start neighborhood watches, and also to partner with them with their meetings and trying to encourage them to be our eyes and ears, not only during this time, but also to do some positive engagement with the youths, with the elderly, with the cleaning up of the derelict vehicles, the abandoned houses. So our job is more than just locking up or just doing the police side of it, but it's also helping the community to feel a part of what they are. And I know with the community, every community wants to be safe, every community will want to be clean, every community want to do something that is positive. And you have the majority of persons in this country who want to be on the side of doing right.
Well said there. Well, of course, the We Are One campaign officially launches on Monday. And like myself, I hope you're looking forward to those 12 days of Christmas. Reporting here from the Edmund Moxie Park for the morning edition, Lloyd Allen and the National Neighborhood Watch Council and members, ZNS Network News.
Thanks much, Lloyd Allen, joining us live. Great work there. More after this.
During this pandemic, it is our duty to ensure that all citizens, residents, and visitors are adhering to the COVID-19 safety protocols. Every business establishment must have distance markers 6 feet apart, indicating where each customer must stand at check-in points. Have a hand sanitizing station visible at the entrance of the store for all customers to sanitize their hands before entering the store. I am Ambassador Latario Farrington of the COVID-19 Enforcement Unit. Save a life that may be yours.
This message brought to you by the Ministry of National Security in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Well, single mother Jasmine Fraser is celebrating newfound freedom after losing more than 100 pounds over recent months. She says after 2 life-threatening accidents and years of rehabilitation, today she can begin to dream of the future and spending more time with her son and family.
I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. Because of my immobility, I started to put on a lot of weight. And the breathing was getting labored and all that kind of stuff. And so I decided that, hey, it's time to do something about this. The breathing is easier. I have more mobility. As you can see today, I'm not using the wheelchair, but now I'm able to stand and use a walker. It's been a challenge, but I'm happy that now the weight is coming off.
Well, her 15-year-old son, Kanye, says it's great to have his mother back, who for years has been his greatest cheerleader. He says as graduation from high school approaches, it is a good feeling to have his mother by his side and seeing her smile again.
At first, when the accident had just happened, it was really hard to transition because my mom was in the hospital for a while without surgery or anything like that. But when she finally got released, I was always at her side. She started new initiatives like Ma's Meals. We joined up associations, but for the long run, I hope that what she is trying to accomplish here is really successful. And I'd like to say to you as a means of encouragement is keep on the path that you're on, and great things will be at the end waiting for you.
Great story there. Incredible story. And that's going to do it for the morning edition. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Desmond Saunders. Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow morning. Have a good day.